So one thing to keep in mind is we're doing mass transport in saturated media right now, so from our book Contaminant Hydro. So we did an introduction, we did transport and a concentration gradient we talked about advection. We're going to talk about mechanical dispersion. We talked about some of the dispersion, derivatives of the analytic dispersion equation, diffusion, and then analytical solutions for the advection dispersion equation. This is where we're going to be getting into next. And then we talked about transverse dispersion a little bit. Test to determine dispersive values. We'll talk about these coming up. Scale diversion, and then stochastic modeling. We're not going to really talk too much about that into there, but what I would do is I would have you start reading Chapter 2, because there will be a homework assignment based off of Chapter 2, so start reading that. We're going to be finishing up some of this information in here this week, and early next week, or hopefully get done with this by Wednesday. We'll get done with this, and then we're going to get into some of my favorite thing is adding into it retardation, attenuation, transformation, and we'll get into Chapter 3 after that. So really start reading Chapter 2, start looking at that over. We're not going to talk about beta zone in this class, because if you take a soils class, you'll get the beta zone, so I don't really talk about beta zone in this class. We will talk about multi-phase flow. We talked a little bit about L-NAPLs versus D-NAPLs already. And then we'll get into some of my favorite stuff, which is talking about fung contaminants and examples of inorganic chem. Then we'll talk a little, you've already started talking about the organics, we already went into them and stuff like that, and so you already have your homework on that. Site characterization and everything, we'll be talking about that later on, because that's always fun, and getting into those, and then site remediations at the end of the class. So, right now we're in Chapter 2, so make sure you guys are reading Chapter 2 of your Contaminant Hydro book. If you do not have it, let me know. I do have a copy. I only have one copy of it, so I can't loan it out. And I think you can download the PDF of it. Okay?